Few points may help for us to understand about the prayer. Prayer, especially during the retreat. Now I'll be speaking about prayer, how to do a meaningful prayer. Retreat is the time to pray. It is the time to lift up our hearts and minds to God in prayer. Thomas H. Green says prayer is nothing but opening up our hearts and minds to God. It is not lifting, but it is just opening our hearts and minds to God, so that we may be filled by Him. We may be filled by Him. That is why we open our hearts and minds. It is not saying or doing much, but being in His soothing company, remaining in the presence of the Lord. It is not the quantity or the hours, but the quality, to experience that moment of God's touch in our lives. Prayer is also a process of removing weeds from the garden of our lives. That's what same author Thomas H. Green says. Prayer is essential to remove the weeds, the unnecessary plants in the garden of lives. Thus, it is a process of purification and transformation. Prayer is a transforming moment. It is a moment of purification. The Lord leads every person to the desert to speak and to live a life of prayer. Prayer is also the time to heal the unhealed wounds. A healing takes place. To heal the unhealed wounds, to heal the guilt and grief by experiencing His forgiveness, His forgiving love. So if that is the prayer, how do we prepare ourselves to this prayer? Is it that just we enter there and sit? Can be. But St. Ignatius in his spiritual exercises, he says prayer has to be prepared. It is a prepared activity. At the same time, God takes control of the prayer. So there is a remote preparation and an immediate preparation. The first thing is remote preparation. Whole day, that's why to remember throughout the day to have this preparation, a prayerful attitude, a prayerful recollection. And therefore during retreat time especially they say, or even other days, the first thought of the day and the last thought of the day. It's not only the saints said, it is not only in our spirituality, even now others are also using the same. The last thought of the day and the first thought of the day. And even I was hearing a small video from one Brahma Kumari called Shivani. Even they speak about the first and last thought. They also say, let your mobile be far away as you are going to, before going to bed at least half an hour or after getting up, not to, so on. And they also speak about the same thing. And what is this first thought of the day when we say, it is while getting up from the sleep, call to mind again and again the matter for the prayer. Think of God in whose presence you will be appearing, and you are going to do what you are going to pray. So recalling that divine aspect to the mind, that is to be the first thought as we rise up. The last thought of the day as we go to bed, and same thing, That is, before sleeping, recall to a mind the matter you have prepared for the morning hour of prayer. Saint Ignatius was very particular about it. And also in Salesian, I know there is a custom called good night talk. That good night talk is something to do with this. Even training the young students in this, that is called the last thought and the first thought of the day.